fucking poxy signal. Hello, alright, yeah. Bit of a change, Durham City today,
It's been a long time since I've been here.
I'm here all the time, like my daughter comes to college here, so I saw here all the time, dropping her off, and that's just perfect today, like, are you in?
Good afternoon, Durham! Everybody happy? What a lovely day, not a chemtrail in the sky. So far, anyway. Right, okay, so there's a lot of people here today who I can see know the message that's going to be given today. But there's a lot of people out on the periphery who still need to get this message. Now, it just occurred to us that there was a story I told on a street corner in Newcastle, is it 2 years ago now? And it's still as relevant today as it was then. And the story goes like this. Okay, so one day there was a sign went up at the village hall saying livestock sale, Smith's Farm, 2 months' time. So the crow saw the sign and flew to the farm and told all the animals, and they said, no, he's not going to get rid of us. Farmer Smith loves us, he feeds us, he won't do anything, and they went on grazing. So then the next day, Farmer Smith comes out and he says, I'm a little bit worried there's going to be a rough winter coming, so I'd like to feed you all up, you and all your young. So then the crow came to them again and said about the message at the village hall. And they said, no, he loves it. Look, he's even given them more food. He loves it. And they went on grazing. So as time went by, Farmer Smith comes out and he says, I'm really worried about you. There's some wolves in the forest. So I'm going to put you in cages to protect you, because I'm so worried about you. Now, they got a bit worried at this. There'd never been any wolves seen in the area before, but Farmer Smith loved them, and they just went on and did what they were told. Now, it came the day of the livestock sale, and the crow was nowhere to be seen. And the farmer came out and he said to him, look, he says, I'm having difficulty financially, and I can't afford to keep you all, but I've sorted some friends out who are going to look after you. All you've got to do is parade around the courtyard and my friends will decide who to look after for the winter. So by the end of that day, there were no animals left at Smith's Farm, and Farmer Smith had a brand new tractor. And this is what we have to realise. Everything is working towards an agenda. Everything is done, as they said in Nazi Germany, for seine Sicherheit, for your safety. All of these ridiculous labels on the paths, everything is done for your safety. So, you have to decide, if you were going to buy a second-hand car, would you trust a friend who was a mechanic or the salesman selling you the car? So, let's first of all welcome up a trusted friend of mine, someone, any doubts about his ability, has 9 world patents in EMF technology. Someone who speaks from the heart, Mark Steele.
Thanks, Charlie. I don't know whether to terrorise them all or not. I think I've got to go very careful and not tell them the truth. Try and keep it a little bit sort of sanitised, like the reality. The mass murder agenda perpetrated on the West by globalists. The World Economic Forum, scum. The scum at the very top. The ones that Boris Johnson works for. He's a puppet.
Legend, brother.
He was always a puppet. A puppet of the WHO and the WEF, whose agenda is to murder you. They have a plan. The vaccine is a biological chemical weapon. It is not a vaccine. It was developed in a weapons lab. Who thinks to make vaccines in weapons labs? So you've been had. You are terrorized and breached the terrorism laws by SAGE, psychological warfare group, to terrorize the population into taking a biological chemical weapon. That weapon will be activated. It has a nanometer material antenna in it. Don't take my word. Go and get a neodymium magnet and stick it to the injection site. When it sticks, go back to the NHS and ask them to remove it. Unfortunately, the public sector debt, 2.7 trillion. It's unsustainable. They haven't told them, but they're going to kill them. 2.7 trillion. The UK Health Sustainability Agency, Safety Agency, Build Back Better. Build Back Better, coming for your private wealth. Boris Johnson, Build Back Better, you're not included. They're going to switch you off when the winter comes. They've already taken down your immune system. The vaccine was made specifically with spike proteins in to destroy your immune system. That's why everybody who's got long COVID have had the vaccine. But the medical community, a bunch of idiots who've injected it into people without knowing the constituent parts. All the patents, don't take my word for it. Dr. Robert Young has done research on all the patents that go in that vaccine. The only people that would get it are the people that don't know what's in it. I do. I'm a weapon systems expert. That's how I know it was a biological chemical weapon. It's here to fulfill the globalist depopulation agenda. Today, global warming. You've all got your clothes on, it's the summer. How mental are people? Where's the CO2 gone? It's disappeared. Where's it gone? I can't see it. The fact you can't see it, they've just scammed you. They've scammed the world. Global warming, CO2 is 0.04 in air. It is a trace gas. It has no bearing, zero, on global warming. No bearing. But you see the 5G, LED, toxic optical radiation emissions, all part of a weapons program to kill you. That's the reason for its deployment. Global warming, think about it. Boris Johnson is a pathological liar. How many times do you have to be told? They're all liars. Scum. Scientific fact. Scum rises to the top. We're dealing with the most scum politicians of all time. Johnson, part of the depopulation agenda. They know, and they know we know. I know their modus operandi. I know how they're going to cause this kill. The nanometer material antenna and the pathogens in the vaccine can be activated at 18 gigahertz. It's in the patents. They're going to activate it when they want. They can switch off in a heartbeat. They can monitor your biometrics. The 5G network monitors your biometrics. They can see what your heart rate is. I can fire a reconciliation wave at your heart and stop it dead. Make no mistake about it. These criminals here, the one you did, might be a bit hard for a lot of people to stomach, but it's reality. That tool anti-science, you know what they say? Way follow the science. Take the mask wearing. Fauci did the paper. The vast majority of people who died of pneumonia in the Spanish flu epidemic, it's because they were getting bacterial pneumonia from the mask. You knew. So why won't be wearing masks? They were gaslighted the same as I gaslighted with the CO2. Where's that CO2? Where's the global warming? It's a hoax. Like a COVID-19 and silicon model to terrorize the population using a psychological warfare group, CH, funded by the Communist Party, the CCP, also by Bill Gates, is the one you did. They're planning an attack on the West. They're coming for your property. They want your car. Now, hands up anybody who's got an electric car. Anybody daft enough to have one? You got an electric car? The maximum exposure in electric cars no more than 30 minutes. I know several people now who've developed leukemia. Takes about 2 years to kill you. You're being had. Totally had. Get an electric car, save the planet. I've never heard anything as ridiculous in all my life. People just believe any old shit that comes out of their mouths. Safe and effective. Remember that one. How safe? 1.5 million damaged. 2,000 dead, that's their numbers. The realest numbers, it's 40,000 people died. They're dead, murdered by a biological chemical weapon that these scum criminals said was safe and effective. Not effective. Misconduct in a public office carries with it a life sentence. The police know. Have they arrested any of the criminals? No. Why? Because the doers are told that just schoolboys. Schoolboys doing as they're told. Can't even investigate a crime, a massive crime against children, against the people, and against our own force. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, they'll get what's coming to them. They don't stand up and uphold the law. We will. We have a duty to uphold the law against these criminals. Pathological liars. When have we ever had a Prime Minister who has lied and lied and lied? He's still in position. Why? Because they're all scum. They're scum in the political class. None of them any better than any other. Real life. And they're all puppets for Klaus. Santa Claus. Satan Claus. A cult member. That's who they work for. So do your research. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. These low-life puppets, they're coming for your private wealth, your homes, all under its hoax carbon dioxide narrative. 0.04 in air. It is a trace gas. It's the exact opposite. If you believe that, you believe that the vaccines were safe and effective. Well, they were safe and effective for them, but protect them from their plan, their mass murder plan. That's what the vaccine's for. How many people are going to give up their wealth unless they're dead? good way to take money off people, to murder them. This is a murder, a mass genocide. The British government took genocide off the statute book deliberately because they knew it's genocide. And the police failed in their job to investigate. The Metropole Police had a full crime investigation. They had thousands of witness statements, thousands of scientific papers and scientists and lawyers. And guess what? They're frightened of Boris Johnson. Terrified of the scum, Keir Starmer, lowlife, another scumbag puppet, trilateral commission. And guess what? Still do nothing about it. Should hold their heads in shame. Shameful to be part of an organisation working for the World Economic Forum to kill their countrymen, women and children. They should hold their heads in shame. It's an absolute disgrace. So, don't pay them. Your councils, criminals, all going along with a globalist hoax. COVID-19, an in silico model. Coronavirus, it's a common cold. How mental have got people to be? Mask wearers, flooded with ethylene oxide. Seen them all, hospitals, ethylene oxide. I thought they were trying to save the NHS. The lung cancer rates will be skyrocketing over the next few years. EU ethylene oxide is worse than blue asbestos. And I also like how the Chinese stuck a load of particulates on the masks. But you see how the coppers were all sitting with their masks on. They're not getting a pension. No pension for criminals. Like I said, 2.4 trillion public sector pension, and they can't pay them. So guess what? Just gotta kill them. Stick a biological chemical weapon in them, trigger it with a 5G, they put it down like a bag of hammers. And guess what? They haven't got the brains to read the science or the patents. Look, oh, hey, just a conspiracy theorist. Like what Gateshead Council did, them scumbag criminals took us to court to try and gag us. You know, the judge said, I was an expert, not a conspiracy theorist. So unfortunately for the scum in the councils, didn't go very well for them, did it? The truth will be out. We will have justice, and we will have victory against these scum. Yes.
Thank you, Mark Steele. For anyone who has any doubt about Mark's credentials, I'll just repeat again, 9 world patents. Okay? What this is all about, you're going to get a lot of information from a lot of different places.
I'm already there.
And it's all really about a 5-letter word that's very important.
Signed up to the Constitutional Party.
Who do you trust? A lot of people have gone to a lot of expense to try and challenge this insanity that we've had over the last couple of years. And one of them has been from UK citizen. I would like to get her up to speak, Suzanne.
Thank you very much, everybody. Yes, well, thank you for letting me have a platform to speak today, and I'm really proud that we've finally got a banner.
Aye, aye,
and
Tony.
you can see that we are freedom@ukcitizen.org, brand new website. I was hoping that Ian would be here today, but I don't know whether he is or not. He was one of the founders. Yes, I'm very much out of my comfort zone speaking to a crowd of people, but extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. So, you know, here I am. I'm from Leeds. I've driven up the A1 today to come and speak to you just a bit about what we're doing and how we're supporting our parallel systems. So just a bit about how UK Citizen came to be. I think a lot of people don't really know about us. It all started out in 2021, trying to get alternative treatments out to the masses. Doctors were coming up with ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. Nobody was listening. So initially it was a challenge to get that information out into the public domain. And as we know, they didn't want to know, did they? So that was that. And then when Mark Sexton went to Hammersmith Police Station to report crimes against humanity and many other crimes, we supported him with data and information and support. And also when I went to West Yorkshire Police, I got involved with UK Citizen in order to do that, and they were very supportive and gave me lots of ideas and what have you. But here we are now, and ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, didn't want to know about that. Hammersmith didn't want to know about the crimes being perpetrated against us. West Yorkshire, unfortunately, they don't want to know either. So it comes down to us. For the people, by the people. And that's where we're at. And so now what we are very much about is challenging public servants, and also while simultaneously developing our parallel systems. Because parallel systems is what's going to help us win this. We need to be able to say to them, we don't need you anymore. We've got our own stuff. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. I do feel that we've been lulled a little bit into a false sense of security. We've had not bad weather, although it's a bit off today for June. People are going on holidays, we can be out in the marketplace, we can see our friends. But I am worried that this is just all delay tactics. And I want to know where the resistance is. If you think back to lockdown, people were out on the streets in their thousands. Where are they now? They know how to play the game, and we are falling into this trap. So now more than ever, we've got to be vigilant. I don't know whether you know, and I don't know whether anybody sent them, but we have a fantastic lawyer who works for UK Citizen. She doesn't live in this country, but she's born and bred up in the northeast. And she's been drafting some letters that we've been sending to our MPs. Every single MP has had all the letters that we've drafted. And mostly it's about the World Economic Forum, but more latterly about the World Health Organization. And the fact that they just kind of snuck in a little meeting in Geneva back at the start of May, and they wanted to amend the international health regulations. Now, the common man, this comes back to we don't know what we don't know, and until you start digging, you don't realise what that actually means. And what it means is that Boris Johnson nearly gave away our sovereignty to the World Health Organization, just like that. It wasn't in the Daily Mail, it wasn't in the Daily Telegraph, it wasn't on the BBC, because they don't want you to know. And if it wasn't anything dangerous, why don't they just come out and tell us? So, it's not too late, because those international health regulations, we found out about them just in time. We all wrote to our MPs and said, hang on a minute, what are you doing? There was a judicial review. People around the world pushed back. Even Tedros came out and said, the president of the World Health Organization said, well, there seems to be a number of people that seem to think that we're up to something, or words to that effect. Well, mate, that's because you are. So, that has been put on hold for now. On the 1st of August, the World Health Organization will meet again, and they will be trying to roll out the pandemic treaty. Now, this is a petition that's been going around, you've probably seen it. It got confused with the international health regulations, but we need to watch out for what's going on. So watch out, if you go to ukcitizen.org, we will be putting all the templates, all the information on that website, on the home page. We will make sure that it's easy to find, and we need to be challenging MPs and also our local councillors. I also want to talk a little bit about the World Economic Forum. Who are these people to tell us what to do? Public-private cooperation, partnership, public-private partnership. I think there's a word.
Oh, nice one, Cupid.
It's fascism. So, we should have a right to a private life, a right to move freely, and a right to speak freely, and a right to bodily autonomy. We need to make sure that we're vigilant and we watch out for what's
See if it picks up a bit when I walk round here. Oh, yeah, I'll just go where the generator is. Bye, Joe. Try from another angle, eh? It's probably because I'm using my old phone, maybe.
Doesn't end until we end it, and we need to be relentless. Even when it feels like there's nothing more to give. The future of humanity is literally in our hands. We were here, we were born.
Alright, good.
If we don't get this right and we don't say no, that's all we have to do collectively, with 67 million people in this country.
Alright, hi, good to see you. How you doing? Good. Champion. I get me now.
Read the lectures that are on our website. I bet you go to my parents, and I have to say, it has been a wake-up call. Because we've had financial shocks in our family, and those times in my family. And it doesn't make sense to go on what these guys are doing.
I think what it was is we obviously had
Did you know that
this
Michael
afternoon
Gove,
again.
is at the Bilderberg meeting
Then
in
this fucking
Washington?
war came out. Everyone
They had their little
was
meeting following the
organised.
Captain
Then Will
Wilson.
Smith
They
turns
don't
up,
have to tell
slaps
you
the fucking
what
bloke
we've
on
been talking
stage.
about.
He took all the media everywhere, the fucking world. Will Smith.
Michael Gove will probably
Is he not a
be the
war
Prime
gun
Minister.
on with a virus?
I don't even know about
Is there nothing? But that was more important in acting than what's going on. And I was like, yeah, fuck this up.
What can you do? There's many things that we can do, but I'm trying to limit it.
Sometimes you just have to have a little break.
This is the hope we can remember.
Well, that's it. I just
Educate
switched
ourselves.
internet and everything.
Find out. World Economic Forum
Find
website
myself in
literally
here
tells you everything you need to know. But it's a rabbit hole we could spend days on.
I mean, it's fucking been tough for us. Like we didn't sort of realise it as we were going through.
Look at the World Health
We're doing
Organization
what we're doing.
and look at the United
We don't
Nations.
fucking think about
The World
ourselves.
Economic
It's more
Forum
for
and the United
everyone else.
Nations signed
I do the
a
vaccine,
strategic
the
framework
buses
agreement
every
in
week,
2019.
doing the chemist,
Did we know about that?
police station,
No, we didn't.
doing all
That's
that
something else to look at. I think that might be on our website as well.
There's more of us. See, I go to Cranton.
Look up UK and join us. We operate, we operate from the southwest of Wales to the north coast of Scotland. We've got regional groups, we've got regional projects, we've got national projects. You just need to go to our website and click the join us button, and that would be great to see you. If there's anything that you're interested in getting involved with, whatever your skills are, whatever your interests are, there's plenty of projects you can get involved with. And that's what we need to be doing. Have a look at the open lectures. Find out about what we don't know what we don't know. We've done a lot.
I'm one of the trusted friends from years ago at old school.
And I have to say, this is interesting. So a guy who was
She knows the score on both sides, and she bought
the Awareness Foundation.
the daughter's a nurse, and she told her that
And the
it's
Awareness
real.
Foundation did a similar sort of thing.
It's
So
real.
they were letters
I
and
tried to tell her it wasn't.
literally nobody replied.
She's gone at it.
And this guy
She had a
says,
stroke.
what's interesting
Oh,
is
not
that
be down to that though. They're not
and the
they're
starting
not
to either, well, they go into four camps. They either don't bother, they reply and are quite rude, and they need to be reply, they need to be reminded of their principles.
A lot of people are connected. They'll go, I know as if
We've got the people that think there's nothing going on, but there's a handful who agree with us. And we need to build, we're definitely getting some back from the MPs, which is really, really surprising, actually.
There's how many of us putting information out there? How many of us try to...
Quite often we don't talk to us
every little
because they're not
bit
their constituents. If we got one person from every constituent trying to
We'll carry on.
that would make a difference to join us, get involved in doing that.
Aye, alright.
I also just want to talk briefly about another initiative because, as I said before,
Hey Cupid, watch the signals. Is the signal still crap?
it's about supporting organisations who are trying to build an alternative system. And one of the alternative systems I'm sure we're all very worried about is our health. So if you haven't heard of the People's Health Alliance, it's bc-pha.org. And they are all about building an alternative, not to say alternative, a parallel health system. I'll just read you what they've got on their website. So this is a people-led movement to encourage local communities to set up hubs filled with knowledgeable practitioners who offer a range of services. They're organic, people-led, integrated health initiative hubs to aim to educate, empower and support.
I like it, but I'm trying to watch it on my phone at the same time so I can see what you mean. It is blurry. Looks shite, doesn't it?
Or you're a good project manager, or you just want to get involved and make sure that we're all okay when the ambulance service, because that's the other thing that's coming down the track. The ambulance service in Birmingham, I've already said, there will be, it's just going to fall apart in August. 17th of August, the whole thing is going to fall apart. What's going to do then? We need to be thinking about it now. So if you fancy getting involved in setting up a hub in Durham, feel free to contact us or look on the People's Health Alliance website and they will be delighted to hear from you. They're also asking for the power of the pound. For £1 a month, for 1 million people gave £1 a month. People's Health Alliance could buy the equipment that we need, stethoscopes, defibrillators, bandages, whatever is needed for advanced first aid. We would have enough money to do that. Just £1. Again, it's on their website. Anyway, I think that's enough from me. There's plenty of people doing. There's loads of people doing. But we need to be intelligently organised. That's where we fall down. We're not organised enough, and we need to start thinking about how we can move in the same direction. We don't know what we don't know, so let's be relentless and find out and wait for tell other people. It's not a conspiracy anymore. If it's blatantly there on the website, you just need to look for it. It is a conspiracy. Nobody can say it's a conspiracy. When we discover something, let's think about how we utilise it. How can we use that information to our advantage? And what can you join to make a difference? I'm not saying that your citizen is for everybody. People's Health Alliances are for everybody, but there are groups that are working together to make our
nice one, Vanessa.
The world a better place. So let's work together. And let's make our time on this earth count, because we're all here for a reason.
Thank you, Suzanne. For anyone who's listening in and who wants to know more information, lots of people in the crowd around here can give you flyers or information to point you towards finding information out. True information. Things like people were talking about the New World Order with crazy conspiracy theories. It's all over the news now. And the latest one, if you don't know how the World Economic Forum is, Suzanne alluded to it earlier on, a totally unelected representative, tiny little band of people whose catchphrase is,
Aye,
"You will own nothing and you will be happy. You will own nothing and you will be happy." Anybody going along with that? Right. Okay, there's a lot of people who've been proactive in actually trying to head this thing off. We've got a lot of keyboard warriors, but someone who's been working actively along with Suzanne in an honorary journey, Joe Langley. Thank you, Charlie. After today's rally, anybody wants a bit of a party, Boris is having one at his house. I'm a part of an organisation called UK Citizen, like Suzanne and many others up and down the country. If you haven't heard of us, check out ukcitizen.org. Everything you need to know about us is on there, and you can go on a little signal link and join us. Now, myself, Suzanne and Mark Sexton and many others have been travelling up and down the country, visiting many police forces to basically report all the crimes that have been committed. Now, under Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, it states, "A person may use such force as is reasonable in the circumstances in the prevention of crime or in effecting or assisting in the lawful arrest of offenders or suspected offenders or of persons unlawfully at large." Now, this applies to everybody, not just the police, but every police officer has sworn an oath as constable. That goes from the probationer doing the first day on the beat right up to the chief constables. So these people, if they're not doing anything, they're basically allowing these crimes to take place. Now, we know that's not officers that are here today. Some of them are being very proactive, they helped us here today, but this is basically the top box. They're not allowing these crimes to be investigated.
Now, I'm going to read out a list of the offences that we believe are being committed. We've got misfeasance in public office, misconduct in public office, conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm, conspiracy to administer a poisonous and noxious substance with intent to cause serious harm and death, gross negligent manslaughter, corporate manslaughter, corruption, fraud, blackmail, murder, conspiracy to commit murder, terrorism, genocide, torture, crimes against humanity, false imprisonment, multiple breaches of human rights, war crimes, multiple breaches of the Nuremberg Code 1947, multiple breaches of the Human Rights Act 1998, and treason. These are all the crimes that we believe are being committed. And we aren't just picking these up off the internet or making them up. All these have been put together in evidence packs that we present to various police forces, and all these evidence packs have been put together by retired CID officers. It's all factual. Why aren't they investigating? Now, we've had various responses from many police forces up and down the country. Susanna who's just spoke is an absolute legend because she actually got West Yorkshire Police to issue a crime number, and West Yorkshire Police are actually doing the job and investigating this. Why aren't the other police forces doing it? Now, the Metropolitan Police, everybody knows about the case that Mark Sexton got opened up. They closed it down. They never actually contacted a single witness, any professionals who had put the name forward to come forward and tell them what is going on. It just doesn't add up. But I can read you a little, I'll read you a statement the Metropolitan Police made when they shut this down. So this was on the February 22nd, and it says, update assessment of allegations relating to UK COVID-19 vaccine programme. No further action will be taken following an assessment of allegations made about the UK's COVID-19 vaccine programme. What assessment? They never contacted any of the victims, any of the witnesses. So, on 20th of December, a number of documents were submitted at a West London police station in support of crimes that claim alleged people in the UK Parliament and other organisations had suppressed information about the severity of health implications for those taking the COVID-19 vaccine. It was suggested by the complainants that offences including gross negligent manslaughter and misconduct in public office may have taken place. Following an assessment of all the available evidence, it is clear that no criminal offences are apparent. The Metropolitan Police will not be launching a criminal investigation, and no further action will be taken in relation to the allegations. The complaints have been written to informing them of this decision. Deputy Assistant Jane Connors said, the vaccines in use against COVID-19 have been approved by all relevant national and international regulatory bodies. They underwent multiple trials and were subject to stringent approval process. They are in use in more than 100 countries. We have found no evidence to support any claims that information about adverse health implications is being suppressed or withheld from the public in the manner that was alleged. In recent months, the existence of a crime reference number in relation to these allegations has been widely misrepresented as evidence of a criminal investigation or of findings of wrongdoing. This is not the case. There have been a number of incidents where individuals quoting this crime reference number have attended vaccination centres, hospitals and other locations in an effort to disrupt the UK's vaccination programme. That is unacceptable. How is that unacceptable? We can use Section 3 to stop a crime taking place. Staff and volunteers working in these places are doing a vitally important job and have the right to do so free from attempts to threaten, intimidate or otherwise disrupt them. Efforts to do so will not be tolerated by the Metropolitan Police or our partners across the country. Now, they've missed something off at the bottom of this. It should have said this is a party political broadcast by the Conservative Party, because that's who's basically written it for them. Now, out of all the forces I've visited with a great team of people, we've covered everywhere from North Yorkshire Police up to the Scottish borders. So that's North Yorkshire Police, Cleveland Constabulary, Cumbria Constabulary, Durham Constabulary and Northumbria Police. Northumbria at the minute are actually doing something. They've got it in front of the police professional standards. So basically, Northumbria Police are investigating Northumbria Police for not investigating what we told them. But the worst force up to now from Constabulary. That's why we're here today. Now, our first trip to Durham, we attended the HQ on the 17th of February. We had Roxanne who was with us today and Esha, the camera lady over there at the back. They thought they'd come along and see what we do. We walked into the HQ, we told them we'd like to report a crime. The guy on the desk
speak
was
you in a bit,
strange.
Terry.
He actually told us it's a criminal offence to film in public. So we better all get our mobiles away before we get arrested today, don't we? Now, we went in there and he asked me to wear a face mask. I'm like, no, I'm not wearing a face mask, don't have to. Can you stand in this little box I've got painted on the floor? No, I'm not standing in the little box on the floor. I've come to report some serious crimes. At that point, this front, police front desk operative decided to walk out of the back door, lock it, and we're left locked in Durham Constabulary's HQ's reception area. So, like we did after on 101, I was going to report Durham Constabulary for false imprisonment. Now, before I managed to do that, we had 2 armed response officers turn up, rushing in, what's going on here? I'm like, morning gents, we've come to report a crime. Can we report them to you? Yeah, will you wear a mask? No. So, we ended up agreeing to step outside on the condition they'd let us report the crime. When we got outside, these 2 armed response officers didn't want me to report the crime. It was well over their head. I refused to leave until we got a reference number and somebody else who we could report it to. I was told within an hour somebody would ring me back, which they did. That resulted in Durham Constabulary telling me somebody would come to my house so I could report the crime to a police constable and they'd take it from there. Nobody turned up. I phoned them back. Right, where's this police officer that's coming for me to report this crime? Oh, we passed all that information on to Northumbria Police. But right, since when the Northumbria Police investigate crimes that are going on in Durham? Just doesn't add up, does it? Now, on the 10th of March, we went back to Durham Constabulary, we went to Durham City Police Station, and we spoke with Sergeant Deacon, who's here today actually. Sergeant Deacon was spot on. He actually had the time to sit down, listen to what we've got to say, and actually let us submit the evidence to him. Big step forward. So round of applause for Sergeant Deacon, wherever he is. He's probably hiding away with there, with his blue vest on, look. Sorry, Sergeant Deacon, you just need a bit of applause for that. Sergeant Deacon, he took that information in, he said a job would be created, somebody would get back to us with a reference number and an evidence number. The problem is, nobody got back to us with a reference number or an evidence number.
Nah,
so
Cupid, nah, I
decided
don't.
to come back and visit them again on the 23rd of March.
I don't do
This time
gaming
we spoke to
systems.
Sergeant Moore. Now he's a very nice gent, he listened to us, but he didn't want to listen to us. This is where it gets good. He informed me that the Metropolitan Police are dealing with all these crimes, and like that shut down the crime number and have no jurisdiction over Durham, that Metropolitan Police. He did agree though that somebody would contact me by the end of the day with the reference number and the evidence number that we hadn't received. We did get that. Good evening. I understand you attended Durham City Front Counter and produced various documents to Acting Sergeant Luke Deacon. For these documents to be forwarded to the Metropolitan Police, to make you aware these documents have been placed into the Durham property system on the reference number blah blah blah. No, we didn't. If we wanted to give stuff to the Met, we'd have done it. Mark Sexton had already gone down there and done that. We'd looked at it, shut it down without investigating it. Why is Durham Constabulary giving all this stuff to the Met? So it says, I would like to highlight, this is not a crime number, it's not an incident record number, this is a property reference number as to where these documents are currently being stored. Metropolitan Police have been contacted about these documents, and should they request them, these documents will be sent to them. However, if they do not require these documents, then these documents will be released back to you, and the property reference number will become obsolete. Now, some of the police officers who are working with us have basically said what they're going to do, they put it in Durham's evidence, evidence storage, the Met will tell them they don't want it and they'll just return it to us in about 6 months. So if anybody's a bit skint and wants some free storage, just submit it to Durham, stick it in the evidence log and give it back to you in 6 months. If received by the Metropolitan Police, you will be contacted and informed as to whether or not. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a time scale or how long this will take. Once there is a reply, either myself or Acting Deacon or another officer will be in touch to inform you. I would also like to inform you that I'm going on to rest days this evening, so should you respond to this email, I will not receive this response until next week. Regards, PC Bainbridge. Underneath it says, Durham Constabulary, protecting neighbourhoods, tackling criminals, solving problems around the clock. Does that mean they just phoned the Met, so we've got a crime if we have to look into it, so we can't be bothered? Now, on the 26th of May of the week, we returned back to Durham because we had some more information to give them, which I'm going to hold up. This here is on the government's website. It's data about Pfizer, basically. You know the Pfizer vaccine they're giving the half dose to 5 to 11-year-olds? The government do not recommend it be given to anybody under the age of 12. We're basically saying it's for anybody, adolescents and children, age 12 and over. And again, they reiterate under the children's section, you know, not recommended for children under the age of 12. So why the hell are they injecting it into 5 to 11-year-olds? Now, Durham County Hall has been holding vac centres the last couple of weeks, and they're actually been injecting 5 to 11-year-olds specific for that. So we went back to Durham Constabulary on the 26th of May to tell them about this, and spoke to a lady called PC Lapp. Now, she sat there, she refused to take any evidence off us. She told us, as far as she's concerned and Durham Constabulary are concerned, there is no evidence that any crimes are being committed. How can you not have any evidence when it's presented to them and they're refusing to look at it? That's what I used to call looking the other way. This is what they're doing to this, they're looking the other way. So that's why we're here today. We're going to have a little march and we're going to get things across, because the police forces need to start taking this into consideration. They need to start doing what they're paid to do. They're not paid to represent the government. They're paid for our council taxes to represent the citizens of the UK.
Yes,
so it's about time they started putting their money where their mouth is.
Exactly.
Now, I'm a little disappointed today with the turnout. We know what it's getting like. A lot of people think this is over. It's not. It's not even begun. So all these people are like saying, we don't go to rallies anymore, they don't work. Well, they won't if nobody comes. We all need to pull together as one. It's like the Berlin Wall, isn't it? How many people got shot dead trying to cross it? However, when everybody came together as one, that wall fell within 3 hours. It's never gone up and things never went back to the way they was. This is why we all need to start coming out, banging our drums, getting everybody together. Because alone we're strong, but together we're unstoppable.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me. For anyone
It is,
who
Rob.
doesn't know, the yellow card system is reporting adverse effects as a result of the vaccine. The official figures are in their thousands. Amazing that it's not publicised more, isn't it? There is a link as well at mhra-gov.uk. And it's interesting how many people don't even realise that there's Black Death. It's never even been isolated. You know the Black Death that I'm talking about? The one where we're stepping over dead bodies in the street and burying corpses in mass graves. This is the first Black Death in history. You wouldn't have known about it if the BBC didn't tell you. A lot of people have got to wake up and use a bit more initiative. Think laterally. Anyway, we're lucky to have someone with us here who's been active even in her young life for about, is it quarter of a century, did she say? All right, a long time. And she hosts a podcast, the Wide Awake Club, of over 6,000 viewers, and we're lucky enough to have her to have a few words with us today. Roxanne.
Rob.
Thank you. I've come up from London today to speak to you all. This is not very useful for me to speak to a crowd like this live, like you do it on the show. But I've come up personally to talk to you because this is a subject that's very, very dear to my heart. I stand here in front of you as an unvaccinated individual. I was born in 1981, and even back then, both of my parents, my mum and my dad, were both very, very sceptical about what was being put into our bodies. Back then, the measles, the mumps, the rubella, they were all separate injections. Around the late 80s, they merged them all together. And even then, there was issues. There was issues that were being spoken about that weren't socially acceptable topics. And this is what we're all working for now. This is why we're all coming together and making more awareness so this topic is socially acceptable. So that parents like myself don't have to negate things with the educational system. What I've had to go through with my teenager, just in negating the BCG. My daughter was forced into a room. She had to call me, ask me to come to the school to get her out of the room where the teachers were forcing her to go through the process of getting the BCG. I'd already stated to the school that I didn't want it to happen. And I know from personal experience that this is a hard thing to go through. You've got the educational system there in front of you. They're there, they're in society. You're supposed to trust them as much as you're supposed to trust the medical society. Big Pharma. Big Pharma's not there to cure. Big Pharma's there to keep the illnesses in place. I think all of us know that nothing good can come of being on a cocktail of pharmaceutical drugs. No one comes out the other side of it better than they went in. So I stand here as a parent of a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old who are both unvaccinated. I'm unvaccinated, they're unvaccinated. I don't want to cause a division here. What I'm saying to you all is it's your choice. Society, government, no can tell you what to put into your body. So if you take one thing away from this, please, if you have half an hour, those of you that are standing here, I have massive love and respect for you taking the time up to stand here, but for those of you in the background that can hear this in your peripheral hearing, please take 30 minutes. If you've got time to watch a movie, you've got time to look into this. Vaccines, in their own right, are not safe. Please look into it. Thank you so much for having me. Over to you.
Thank you, Roxanne. Yeah, I think we're all pretty aware that it's not natural to have synthetic things pumped into your body. And this is what we've been
Nice one, Rob.
over the years. A lot of people are mistaken that the so-called professionals know what they're talking about. I'm sorry, but the professionals only know what they're being told. And they only know what they're being
Tormented off a
told.
bit. Yeah.
The people that we do need are the people that don't just follow down their little tunnel of speciality. They'll actually look around and try and say, well, hang on, that doesn't make sense for this, that doesn't make sense for that, and actually put the things together towards logic. And luckily, we've got one of them here to speak today, after they've had a distinguished 40-year career.
Hi, Amanda.
In the health sector,
How you doing?
and wrote about the PCR test long before any of us had heard about it. An activist speaking out for us. Please welcome Dr. Kevin Corbett.
That's the way, Rob. You'll get the boot up there.
Good
Get the
afternoon.
footers booted.
Thank you very much for inviting me to speak here today. It's a great honour to be in Durham today. And the title of this rally is In Pursuit of Justice. So we want justice. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what justice for is. The science is misguided. The science of COVID, the science of monkeypox, they're all misguided. The science of HIV is all misguided. None of these so-called viruses have been proven to exist. None of them have been isolated or purified. This is an incredibly important point that a lot of the anti-lockdown scientists are not acknowledging. Of course, the government scientists won't acknowledge this. But all
Definitely
the tests
cute.
that they developed, the PCR tests, the lateral flow tests, are all based on a computer-modelled genetic sequence. And a computer-modelled genetic sequence is not a transmissible virus. It is not the definition of a transmissible virus. So that is why these tests are fraudulent. They are medically fraudulent, and the advice should be, do not test. Do not go near it. Don't let them have that power over your body. Retain the sovereignty of your own body. Keep control. If you give your data to somebody else, to a doctor, nurse or health service, without your consent, you lose your control. Like we've lost our control in this country over our health system because of the World Health Service, the World Health Organization. The other things we want justice for is what's happened in the last 2 years. The COVID fraud. Pre-existing disease, background disease, repackaged as something new called COVID-19. No such thing. No unique symptoms exist that are called COVID-19. They are all existing symptoms repackaged. Flu symptoms, cold symptoms, high blood pressure, cardiac symptoms, all repackaged and mislabeled COVID-19. So that's what we want justice for. We also want justice for the fact that we've not had access to proper health service, access to our GPs, access to hospitals. We've been shut out of nursing homes, care homes, and we want justice for the deaths that have occurred. The absolute genocide of the British population through the Midazolam murders. Have you all heard of Midazolam? This is like Valium, it's a sedative, and it should only be used for anesthesia, for surgery. But it's been used in nursing homes, hospital wards, and care homes. It's been misused, misprescribed in huge amounts. And now this is coming out, the Midazolam murders. Older people, younger people, anybody that the state has said is not worth investing healthcare in, have been given this drug, and there'll probably be hundreds of thousands of deaths, just like the Shipman murders, Mid Staffordshire, and Gosport Hospital, and Morecambe Bay. All these disasters, the Midazolam murders, are exactly the same. The NHS has been turned against us. We've been blocked out, and it's become a killing
Nice
machine.
one, fraud and corruption.
So
Cheers, bro.
you know this already, but you must warn people that they're at risk from the NHS. They're at risk from being misdiagnosed, mistreated, and misprescribed drugs in dangerous doses that no doctor or nurse should give, because the government has told them to do so. The government has issued protocols that have guided doctors and nurses. Instead of doctors and nurses using their own clinical judgment, their own autonomous training, they've been told to follow orders. And you know where that leads, don't you? Yes, it leads to wrong decisions, and it leads to early deaths. We had the ventilator deaths in the last 2 years because people with cold symptoms and asthma were put on ventilators as a way of so-called reducing the transmission of a virus that's never been isolated or purified. Never been isolated or purified. That means the tests that the government have licensed are fraudulent, and most doctors and nurses see this, but they won't speak out. Why not? Because they're frightened of losing their jobs and their status, their mortgages, and not able to feed their children. So it's not all their fault. But we do need people to stand out and to stand up and to speak out and not to do this, to stop doing this. But it starts with us here and you, all the people you know. The message should be, do not test, do not take lateral flow, do not take PCR for anything. And if any doctor or nurse wants to take a blood test from you, you need to know that that blood could be tested without your knowledge or consent. It could be tested for all sorts of things, including HIV, because it's an opt-out. You've got to know about this to stop it happening. Otherwise, they assume your consent. Like organ donation in this country now is an opt-out. Taking blood is the same. It will be tested for anything that they want to suspect you've got. So this is all based on fear. This is all based on fear. And this is what we want justice for. The fact that everybody's been made to fear each other, their families, their loved ones, and everybody that they meet in the street. And it's fear that's driving the vaccine agenda. These aren't vaccines, they are gene therapies. We've been told they're vaccines, and the regulators have been told they're vaccines so that they would fast license these. They've given them no full license, they've waved them through, and they waved them through for 5-year-olds now. Absolute, utter disgrace. There is no precaution there for the public at all. They tell you they're safe, they tell you they've researched them, but what they've done, they've collapsed the phase 2 and 3 trials into the same trial, and the public is now part of that trial. Most people don't know because they've not been told fully what's in these injections. They've not been told because nobody knows exactly what's in them. No doctor or nurse can gain informed consent. They've been told they're safe and they pass that message on to the public. So that's what we want justice for, all those things. The Midazolam murders, the lack of science, and the fear that's been put into the British public, made to fear their own families and their loved ones. An absolute disgrace in this country. And we want an inquiry into the Midazolam murders. People in nursing homes, hospitals, were put not for resuscitation without their knowledge or consent. Now, as a nurse of 37 years qualified, that's an utter disgrace. And as a health scientist, I would say that's a scandal of gigantic proportions. Absolute scandal of gigantic proportions. It's bigger than Shipman, bigger than the Miss Staffordshire Trust that killed thousands of patients. We're talking about every nursing home in the UK has probably had deaths that have been hastened. That's what they call it, hastening death. That's actually murder, when you're prescribing sedatives to people, and sedatives like midazolam, they reduce your ability to breathe, and soon you become unconscious. So you cannot feel, you cannot hear, you cannot speak, but you can feel, so you can still feel pain at point of death. And if they put morphine or dimorphine with that, then you will be murderous. This is what we want justice for in this country. So this is why we're here today. We're all standing up and standing out, and we need to have justice for all these issues. The science, the murders, and the so-called vaccines. We're standing here today under Charles Stewart, and I'm sure you know that he was the Marquis of Londonderry. And he actually repressed the Irish Rebellion in 1798. So we're here really in the shadow of a tyrant which is acted tyrannically. Don't be deceived by the lull now. They've reduced the rules, they've given us a free few months, but they're already organising another epidemic, and it's called the monkeypox. You've heard about this? This is a total farce. The monkeypox virus, again, has never been isolated or purified. The vaccines they've had for these don't really work, and the tests are PCR tests. So they're using the same sort of tests on people in sexual health clinics and in any clinic where they can get people's blood. And they're drumming up another epidemic of false positive testing to make people frightened and fearful. This time it will be like AIDS, it will be gay men and it will be bisexual men that they will turn on, and they will say that they're disease and they're the ones that need to be rounded up and quarantined. Are you going to let that happen? No! What are you going to do to stop it? What are we going to do? We are going to stop this. We've got to stop this, and the only way to stop this is do not test, do not comply, don't go along with it. Create alternative systems, access alternatives, as Roxanne have been talking about. These are the future. Come away from the viral scare of the NHS. The UK public health system has become a scare system to frighten you into testing and medicating. Tests that don't work and medicines that kill you or give you disability, like the gene therapies, the misnamed vaccines. I call them quacksines because they're made by quacks. There's no science, it's quackery. So we want justice for all of these injustices, and we're going to fight and stop it. Do not test, do not comply. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, and it is all about that 5-letter word, trust. For anyone who's listening, I think we've all gone through it before, where you hear the BBC, you hear all these different channels, and you just assume that because everyone else is doing it, it must be right. You have to learn who to trust. A good way to do it, you can see people, anyone on the periphery who wants to tour, with anyone in the crowd, you'll be able to point in the right direction. A thing to remember also is not to look on YouTube or one of the standard search engines. Look on somewhere like
Lunatic Asylum must be out.
For various things, you can look at people like Del Bigtree, Dr. Andrew Kelford, Dr. Kevin Corbett, all of these people. And if you thought this was over, just remember the next time you hear that there's a lockdown coming. Okay, now we're going to go for a
just some crazy wife fucking spitting shite.
make sure we make a noise with what
just booing everything.
But we'll be setting off shortly and we'll just follow the number wherever we take them.
Like 5-10 minutes, all right, dear.
Yeah, okay.
Charlie. Right, where's our friend the badger gone? Hey guys, man, I'm trying to watch and listen what's going on. I'm reading your comments as I'm going through, and you've got me fucking pissing myself laughing at you there. Aye, nice one, Rob, for booting there, Mr. Right On. Aye, Alice. Aye, Alice, I tell you what, Loki's absolutely spot on. We've got a new edition now. So if you go onto my channel, I've got like my recent videos. We've got the new pup on there as well. Oh, which one, Rob? Which one was it? It wasn't Boris, was it? Oh, nice one, Alice. How you doing? How's it going? Aye, I thought we'd just stay for a little, just a little talk today, but looks like we're going for a walkabout. Hey, I tell you what, Cupid, thanks for your comments as well and your messages, like, much appreciated, brother. Aye, all good, the dogs are all fantastic, like. Scrolling, scrolling. Aye, not a bad day in Durham. Aye, I just thought we're coming up here for a talk, just to record the talk. And now we're off for a walk. Get away, Corky. You must have, man. You can't live in the northeast and not go to Durham, surely. You don't know what you're missing. Oh, so we're going for a walk, Bodger? What's that? This one. The gimbal. Durham. Right.
Damaged a few. You put them down and they got stuck.
Yeah, you can't hold that and let go of the bottom. If I hold that and let go of the bottom, it just...
I've got a Canon camera, so there's one looking like yours. It's a big beast of a thing.
That's it. I've seen a few, like you see the DJI, the smaller ones and everything. I was like, this is ideal. And like, you just stand it up and that unscrews.
You can do it on the app. I don't know if you can do it on this one on DJI. You can set it and say move from there to there in 3 minutes.
Yes, it's got its own app on.
So
aye.
it's like, time lapse.
Time lapse. Aye.
I've got a drone. Just got myself a drone. And crashed it, I was going around this hotel.
Right. Oh, Nick. Nick. No. Different breeds. Well, we know Loki's a Dutch Shepherd. Mika's a bit of a cross. Aye, Cork, you get yourself through, man. Hey, militia, not a problem. It's nice to be here. Oh, what a shame for the guys in Dover, eh? Nice, it's one of them crazy things, isn't it, Alice, down for Dover? Hey, here's the short horse civvy. How's it going? Aye, I was planning on going down to Dover. I'm pleased I never now, but saying that, if I was going to Dover, there's probably just a bump up, catch up with Tracy and Dave anyway. No doubt I'd have bumped into Andy and Ken Patriot down there. So I would have went down just for the day to meet those guys, really. The demo would have just been a bonus, but if it was a fucking, if it was a no-show. Oh, nice one, Cupid. Cannon all out, eh? I shouldn't laugh, Alice, it's not funny. What a damn shame, eh? I think when we're doing this type of stuff, no, I can imagine, Alice, I can imagine Nobby not being happy at all with that turnout. But it's like I say, people have got to stick together. We're all doing these causes, we're all in the same thing. Why argue and fall out with people? Let's just fucking pull together and get the job done together instead of fucking everyone falling out in different things that we're doing. Every cause that we've got going, there's always a split and a divide in it. We need to stop it, stop all this bitchiness and fucking come together. It's the only way we're gonna fucking move on. So give your heads a shake, guys, and fucking let's pull together. Aye, Cupid, that's what it is, man. It's fucking every cause going. There's got to be someone who's trying to make a divide, or that wants to be the top boy, or it's not about your ego. It's not about you personally. It's about everybody. We're all in this together. Oh, right, I get ya. Short horse civvy there. York, beginning of July. Oh, cool, nice one. Keep us updated on that one. Well, people have been sidetracked by the Jubilee, alright. I mean, fucking hell, do they not realise who they're supporting? I think we've got more important issues, you know what I mean? Bank holiday, we can spend every day with our kids and our family, but when we're putting on demos and stuff like that, oh, it's only a day, man. Tell you what, that should never ever happen. That's Blair getting a knighthood. No. Right, see, it just shows you the same circle and the same people who are all involved in this corruption, because they just get knighted, so you know who's involved in this government, whether it's a gang really, isn't it? It's like the mafia. Aye, I was, Rob, I was, but I've given myself a bit of a fucking reset and all that, and I've got to come and document them, haven't I? Aye, it's all got to be documented. But it's still nice to be part of it anyway.
Is everybody ready for a little walk? We're going to head up to the cathedral now.
Oh, the cathedral, guys. You'll have some, you get some nice scenery up here, guys. Hey, Dirt Digger, how's it going? Nice for you to drop in. Oh, and you've just reminded, is our Digger's Den still here? Is Terry still here? Tell you what, metal detecting guys, what the fuck has Digger's Den been unearthing?
This vaccine will not be used for children. It hasn't been tested on children. The reason is that the likelihood of children having significant detriment, what if they catch COVID-19?
Hey, I tell you what, awesome, man.
So this is an adult vaccine.
Been watching his videos like Digger's Den, he's on the Roman or what? Don't tell Terry though that I'm going to go down and nighthawk his fields. Nice one, Cupid. You're a good one, brother.
If it's safe and effective, then where's the liability? There's conflicts, but they have to cover me, and I'm okay if you want to that's not a vaccine, my definition, so look into facts. Save the children, they are the future. Fight for their freedoms, protect the abusers. Save the children, they are the future. Save the children.
No, it's always the same, innit? It doesn't seem like there's, you know, there's a decent crowd, but not that many. But when they start walking, there's bloody loads of us. It is, Alice. Awesome little turnout in Durham, man. Yo, Stu, how's it going, brother? Aye, same Alice, exactly the same, aye. Just shows you the dedication, doesn't it?
What's that?
Oh, I'm just talking away. I know you think I'm just fucking chatting away to myself.
All right. I thought you were talking to somebody in the crowd.
Oh, I was just saying, like, not a bad turnout. Like, I wasn't expecting to meet that many.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's not bad, but it could be a lot better after 2 years.
Aye, aye.
2.5 years.
Right, let's get back up to the top of these. Have I walked past it? No, I tell you what, anyone comes to Durham, right? Fat Hippo, absolutely awesome burgers in there. Beautiful place for burgers. Yeah, because a couple of them papers. Hold on. Oh, yes, nice one, cheers. Oh, I just missed that. Yeah, that's what we like to hear, Peter. It's a shame, like, Dover should have been absolutely heaving.
Better we live with that an island and open in prison. We don't want no vaccine passport. We don't want no vaccines neither. You can take back your masks and your PCRs, but taking back our rights and our freedoms back. Take your freedom back. Take your freedom back. Take your freedom back. Take your freedom back.
Nice one, Mitch, on the DJ. Right, Peter, if you believe that, man, you fucking hell. You believe out the tell, you monkeypox. What a load of shite. Same as this bloody COVID, man. They just muck things up and people just believe it. Yeah, we some nice scenery up here for you guys. We've got the castle and the cathedral. Durham Light Infantry. Oh, we've even got the bells cannon for you as well. How's that for you? That's a nice backdrop with a castle there for you. Not too bad, aren't it? If anyone hears you, they'll change it. Alice, it is Durham City, absolutely stunning place.
The vaccine, we don't need it. Politician, you think I'm an idiot? We do not consent.
It's probably the same. Are you like Cupid? We've got it there. It's fairly cloudy up here now, Cupid like. Oh, definitely, Alice. You love the place. Sniper is a fucking hell. I've been told she's crossed with a Wheaton Terrier and a Staffy. Now, if you have a look what a Wheaton Terrier looks like, because I'd never seen one. There's no way a maker's got fucking Wheaton Terrier in her. Ah, it's getting worse, Corky, for that, man. I mean, it's not that they're not very noticeable now, are they? Flipping hell.
Everybody do your research. The COVID-19 vaccine is the most dangerous vaccine in history. Pfizer has just released the documents to try to hide for 75 years. The vaccine is 0.84% effective. You could have got a vaccine that was 95%.
Sniper, I think a coat and everything, it's just like a stuffy coat on her. If you have a look what a Wheaton Terrier looks like, you'll chuckle.
The COVID vaccine is not suitable for under 12 years of age. It hasn't been cleared. chinwag over dinner. And that policy is set right in place now. We're on rid of 90% of the UK population, and they're doing it through vaccination. All the ferrets in the medical trials died from the COVID-19 shot. Do your research, people.
Aye, Sniper, you're right, aye. Maker is copying off Loki, like. He can't come home unless he's got a stick in his mouth. Her, I mean, her. Keep calling her a bloody boy.
Do not get the vaccination, people of Durham.
Rob, I'm the same. Oh, it's very picturesque in a peace drone. Geordie dialect now.
University is a prison for the mind.
Sniper.
Do not put any more vaccinations, people. It's part of a genocide agenda to kill 90% of the UK population. We're coming for the children. That vaccination will sterilise your children. Read the Pfizer documents, you will see. The Pfizer drug documents were meant to be hidden for 75 years. There's the mayor and his wife, lovely. Why don't you do your job?
Mayor of Durham, eh? Alice, it's the first time we've done this in Durham, like, to be honest, so aye. Be a nice little surprise for them.
Do not vaccinate your children. It will sterilise your children at best. The government have released documents saying it's not suitable for under 12 years of age. Go on to the government website and find out yourself. Yet, Durham police were told this information and they won't do anything about it. Do not get vaccinated, people. How many people have to die at football matches till you realise what's going on?
It's got a place for all of us there, man. We all reserved. Aye, Alice, I dare bet the same.
90% of the UK population down by 2025. How are they going to do that? How many football games have to be stopped? How many footballs have to be stopped? How many footballers have to die on the pitch? How many footballers have to die in the crowd? So everyone has a congratulation. Cause of the heart attacks. Happening for the children.
Oh, here's Boris. Oh, here's Boris. How's it going? Awesome, nice to see you.
It's been a while, eh?
Aye.
It's been a while.
Been here all day?
No, I only got here about 10 to 2.
Oh, right.
I was getting the train from Newcastle. I missed the one I was wanting to get. I had to wait 45 minutes for the next one. So I only got here about 10 to 2.
Ah, right. I thought I hadn't seen you earlier.
Yeah. So I just got the tail end of like Kevin Corbett.
Oh, when he was on that guy.
So, yeah.
Fantastic, eh?
At least I got here.
Oh, yeah, it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Different city.
Well, this is the first one here, isn't it?
I think we should do a few more here.
I think we needed to do it. Because this is, I think this place seems to be more brainwashed than others.
It is very.
It's like with the university and all.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Durham City, you get all the towns coming here for shopping. You've got all the students, you've got a lot more people here than you do other locations.
Yeah. And like with these streets being like really tight, like when you have a march, it's sort of like I think you can have a bigger impact actually, can't you? Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you alright?
I thought that was a crazy Scotsman fucking getting off it there, but it wasn't. It was coming up the radio. Yeah, that's a canny pub and all. The Half Moon down there. It's a good little booze at the beginning. Let me off this planet, aye. You're right. Hey, it's not a bad idea that, Alice. I think me and Badger are going for a pint after we've done this. I did have a table boat back at that fat hippo back there, but Badger's decided not to bother. He's brought his own bait. Will do, Alice, I will do.
Hello, Kev's one viewer. How we doing? Good to be back, yeah?
Ah, isn't it just
Have you?
Nah, why? I went down in November. To see them and that, but there's a demo down there today. Go over.
Did he turn up like or not?
Nah, apparently it was fucking terrible. It's supposed to be fucking doing things to get people on the same causes brought together, not to be doing what they're doing.
Did you see on the bridge on the way down here? Them idiots saying, oh, free asylum seekers come over. Blah, blah.
Do you not think we already have enough?
Well, what's it, 12 million a day it's costing to keep them in hotels? Yeah, pensioners get, what do pensioners get? 110 quid a week.
Getting out, man.
Same, have you seen that little place in Lincoln?
are 1,500 to 900, rather than 700.
It's 10 to 1 now, that outnumbers, you know.
Yeah, disgusting. They're actually what? Are they there now?
Well, they're there for the time being, but I think pretty much that well.
You just have
They
to
would
check
never
out.
ever do something like that to a middle class community like that. No one even got a wind turbine next to the
No,
fence.
well, the irony is, I've had half the people in my village who are complaining now. I've had half of them.
But if these
love the
are
EU.
refugees,
Yeah, exactly.
So so they're refugees, Melbourne. So that's the sort of people that always say things like that. Well,
Well, exactly, yeah, you know.
But they've always done that, they've always said that. Yes, bring them in, but keep them away from me.
Yeah. But yes.
So we've got
build wind turbines.
all the areas are marked out for these people anyway.
People think, oh, it's all about harmony and
No,
getting together.
it's not.
Well, those people never want to.
We know
they never want
exactly
to
what it's
integrate
about.
with the community,
These
you know.
people are getting
don't want to integrate either.
they're coming in illegally into the country. Our government are helping them, then they're paying for them, then they're putting them up in accommodation while our lot are on the fucking streets.
Tell you what,
That's
if
fucking marvellous, isn't it?
If I was stupid enough to give to charity, the one charity I would not be giving to now is the RNA. That's 100% charity, and they won't pick them up every day. You know, there's no charity money for them to go and pick immigrants up.
Yeah, but now that they're
Every day.
now that they are working for the Home Office.
Oh, they work for the Home Office now, are they? They get paid off the Home Office,
So
are
they've
they?
got massive contracts in all the hotels. One of my mates who was a head chef, he was put on furlough obviously when all the plant kicking off. So they closed this hotel down and they put all the migrants in there. So he lost his job, he was put on furlough.
Well, this is what's
They put them
happening.
in circle, got a massive contract for government.
I mean, we've got people here who are going around exposing these hotels. Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Stockton, every city in fucking they're there. As long as people don't know what's going
I
on,
think
we'll
it's
do
wrong.
it
I think
all.
I've seen one of them, the congregate around the green in Newcastle, haven't they? Yeah. So,
We can see what's going to happen.
You'll see them all in Columbus uniforms and the governments, I think.
Right, sorry guys, I missed a load of chat there. I was chatting away myself. That's it, that's exact. No, it's fucking the entry. Delivery.
You know, we should have put them in. Oh, take your fine, take your fine.
That's right, Cupid, RNLI taxi service. Hey, White Knight, just seen you there, nice one. All the way back round to the marketplace. Durham, heard of them ones?
Brilliant. Only problem the one I was when I had the battery life doesn't last long. probably do 3 or 4 hours. But that's
I was going to say this normally lasts about 5 or 6 hours with this fully charged. I mean, it doesn't really do much, you know what I mean? It's just every now and again it's attacking that motor.
Takes the shake out.
Hey, Peter, you're right, man. Oh, that was a nice walk round.
That was alright. Good. A few insults.
Right, I think the thing about it is here, people have never seen on, like, never heard, seen what's been going on. These are asleep days. Really, so.
I was sceptical about Durham, but because of the high number.
It's like I said, we've got Newcastle. There's only, you know, the ones that regularly go to Newcastle who we're going to see what goes on. It says if you come to a place like here, you've got the students, you've got the, like the uni, you've got people from all towns and villages coming to the centre.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good spot, like. Oh, it is, definitely.
How's your lad?
Oh, he's champion, like. Well, he's got a new friend now, like, we're getting another dog. Well, it's not my dog, it's my daughter's, but it ended up being pretty mine. Alright, champion. You realise how much help with your dog's good, yeah?
I would ever want to catch, but I had 3 with my partner because I left over on this. And but because of what I had to do.
Hey, Phil, how are you doing? I saw you from behind before when we went down there.
I've met Kevin.
Like no,
Alright, how are you?
Stevie.
You must be the only one here that I don't know.
I know, yeah.
So many from the There's not that many people here.
I've had a text off your wife.
Alright.
Hello, Wood Phil.
Great.
Called me Wood Phil because I always get tons of logs and stuff.
Yes, that's right. That was such a funny thing. Like, you know, small world coincidence. You know, totally random. Got some wood.
Here she is. Hello, you. Oh, man. Do you know Kev?
Oh, yeah.
It's been a good march, hasn't it?
Kev does loads of videos. He goes around. Kevin, he's done loads of service down Emily. You know Durham?
Yeah.
Doing our bit.
Yeah.
Doing our bit, that's it. Yeah.
Well, I was having a quick look for Badger. I think he's buggered off and having his dinner. No, I can see him.
Behind the scenes of a job. Do you accept the great reset? We don't want the vaccine, we don't need it. Just a politician, you think I'm an idiot? We do not consent. We are free spirits, can't be locked down. We will not comply or get bossed out. Do you want to see the masses get thrust out? Can't coerce us. Do you accept the great reset? We don't want the vaccine, you can keep it.
Grab Michelle up here, man. Oh, here we go. He's off again, man.
And I think most of us here know a bit about common law, but there's someone here who knows a little bit more about it, and I'd like to hear him to talk to people. Daz.
Yes.
Hi guys. Right, I do talk about common law and law of the sea, law of the land, different jurisdictions and everything else. But today, I think the sun's shining, and I'm going to talk about 5 little words. Now these words are very important to how we live our lives. You never ever want to be you. When I say you standing over there, you get in line, you get a mask on, you wear a uniform, you're going off the wall. You never ever want to be a you. What you want to be is who we are. We are an us, we're an our. We can feel the vibrations, we can feel the goodness. We don't want any harm for anyone. We can stand together, we're a community. The police officers who are here live in our community. They're a we and our and us. But they are under jurisdiction and they're working the way that they're told. You will do this. As long as we understand, we are in us, we are in our. We live lawfully, no harm, no loss, no fraud. No one can take that away from us. No one can take your integrity, and no one can take your honesty. You can only give that away yourselves. I read something this morning, and I'm going to try and get it right. May peace be upon you. May peace be around you. But most of all, may peace be in you. Thank you. Anybody? Enjoy the sun while we can.
Thanks, Des. Right, we'd just like to thank all our speakers for today, everybody for coming out and supporting us today, and we'd like to thank Luke and Lee from the police who've been here to support us today and liaise with us. And I'm just going to stick Susan on to finish off.
I just want to say thank you very much for coming, and something that struck me just as after I'd finished, I thought, it's far easier for 1 million people to do one thing, one new thing from this day on, than one person to try and do 1 million things. And sometimes I feel overwhelmed because it's such a big job. But if you all go away today and do one new thing, join UK Citizen, we'll tell you plenty of things you can be doing. They definitely need help with getting the word out. So yeah, 1 million people doing one new thing, it's far better than one person trying to do it all. And that's all I want to say, really.
Yes, thank you very much, and for anyone who wants to get involved and find out a bit more,
One of the good things is the stand in the park. If you've heard of stand in the park, basically what it is on the Sunday morning, a lot of like-minded people will get together just to talk and meet people and they can lead you on to other avenues of exploration. Thanks everybody for coming out here. Have a great day.
All right. You off now? Are you aware?
I'll have a look and see if I can see some of your shots later on.
Some of you, it's just live on my YouTube channel.
How's your dog?
And I've ended up tapping the bloody book. So
you got two
I've now got Loki and another one.
Oh, yeah, Loki.
This other one, Loki was meant as a book, never done out wrong. This one, anything you can get out of, for sure. I'm like, oh, and I never had this with him, what you playing at? So I'm having to go through it all again. This is massive, like the kids. Brought them.
That's right.
Now I'm dealing again with dogs, that's it. I'm out now.
That's life, Kev, you know. You're looking after your grandkids. You don't want the grandkids.
No. Long way off.
Paul, how you doing?
Michael.
How you doing?
Great to see you.
Yeah, I thought you might be here.
Right, Michael, I'll catch you later.
No, thanks.
Take care. See you next time. Hey, flirty girl. Nice to see you. How's it going? There's a thumbs up for you. Right, so I can see if we can film the badger, see what he's up to. Seeing everyone will be dispersing from here. Right, who do I want to see? Who?
Bring on the fans to the front, please.
Nice one, excellent, cool. Not bad there.
He says, oh, can you do one here? So he's actually
That's
running
great, that's really good, that,
And it's like today, every time we've done one,
Hope he's not putting his job in jeopardy or not.
He's not even given us an incident number. As far as he's concerned, there's been no incidents. Doing them over just bit by bit, aren't we?
We'll get there,
Yeah,
we'll get there, definitely.
See
See you later.
So we've got them all at the bottom, we're just trying to work our way up.
Your checks coming. We know it will.
We have a lighter stuff.
I certainly do. Somewhere. There we go.
What's the engineering tonight? The mates of the band. I've used one of your props, so right at the front.
You're a good one.
I tried.
Oh, nice
when
one.
Morris come to structure the other day, I gave the code. It take 9 minutes to just go.
I don't know how we still
Yes.
walking. How is he still walking about?
My old Anella, talking to somebody. Yeah, very good in your body.
Aye. Can you hear this?
I think this is one of the fishes that should come up.
This because we from me. People shop here, like from Peakley, Sunderland,
We're going to wait. We last week we got Stein, so I've got to get back at 4 to watch the kids while she went to hospital. It's only 39, in hospital, got heart problems, put out and surgery and that, and I'll leave over 24 hours, because I'll leave involved in our body's getting. But now, everything's just cool.
Take care. Just never fucking know. Oh, well, I'd zoom in at that. Let's see if I can zoom in.
Can you buy a magazine to help out? Can you make a donation? It's not for drugs, lads. I'm a glue sniffer. From 1980.
Still going strong.
Only the fucking finest.
You used to go and do a forward job.
Yes, I do. You know. I had the best of the world.
Have you got out else? Have you got in the car? Have you got any more coins in there? Give me that £3 and I'll give you that back when I get the car. So I've got any change on us.
I hope you have a good day, gents.
Oh, we always do.
One of the best. You know what? Wasn't things for you. Come along and then in a short space of time.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle, isn't it?
And listen, that's sort of cute. That's not in the house. This is there. I'll say the COVID's gone now. What they're going on about fucking cocoa pops or something?
Hi, cocoa pops.
That's fucking, you know what I mean? Cocoa pops. Yeah, you damn good.
I don't believe it though. It's...
Careful, mate. Cocoa pops. Oh, man. Come with me and get an injection and you'll be safe. You're not cocoa pops. Why, I fucking do one, man. Yeah, fuck that. And then Boris, fucker. I didn't know I was partying. I didn't know I was sniffing cocaine. I didn't know I was doing prostitution.
He's a crap fucking liar though. If you're gonna lie, try to be a bit fucking convincing.
My granddad, you know, you would have loved him. He used to always fucking say that them are the worst criminals.
Oh yeah, they are to fucking...
Not us ones at the top. I at the top, because they've got all the power.
It's a mafia. The government's a fucking mafia. It's as simple as
they
that.
control everything, so go on, you'll get through the fucking...
You ever wondered why the mafia, people that run the mafia, would never ever, like, really brought the justice? It's because they're a tool of these.
They're all part of it, they're all together. They're all joined up. Right guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day on this one. So nice one, mods. Nice one for everyone for tuning in. Have a fantastic day. I'll catch you all later.